Creative Triad TV.
Long ago, in the land of Israel, there lived a young boy named David. David was the youngest son of Jesse, who lived in Bethlehem. David had 7 older brothers, and while they went out to work in the army, David spent most of his days in the fields, taking care of his father's sheep. David was not the tallest or the strongest, but he had a brave heart. He loved to play music on his harp and sing songs to God. When lions or bears came to attack his sheep, David fought them off with his hands and his sling. God gave him courage and strength, even though he was still young. One day, God told the prophet Samuel to go to Jesse's house to anoint a new king for Israel, because God had rejected King Saul. Jesse brought out his strong sons one by one, but God said no to each of them. Finally, Samuel asked, "Are these all your sons?" Jesse answered, "The youngest is still in the field, watching the sheep." They called for David, and when Samuel saw him, God said, "This is the one." Samuel anointed David with oil, and from that day on, the Spirit of the Lord was with him.
I cannot believe this.
Not long after, Israel's army went to fight their enemies, the Philistines. The Philistine army had a mighty warrior named Goliath. Goliath was huge, over 9 feet tall. He wore heavy armor and carried a giant spear. Every morning and evening, Goliath came out to challenge Israel, shouting, "Choose a man to fight me. If he wins, we will be your servants. But if I win, you will serve us." The soldiers of Israel, even King Saul, were terrified. Nobody dared to fight Goliath. One day, Jesse sent David to take food to his older brothers, who were serving in the army. When David arrived, he heard Goliath shouting his challenge. David was surprised that no one wanted to fight him. He said, "Who is this Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living God?" David's brothers got angry at him, saying he was just curious. But David believed God would give victory. King Saul heard about David's words and called for him. David said to Saul, "Don't be afraid. I will fight Goliath." Saul looked at the young boy and said, "You are only a youth, and he has been a warrior since his youth." But David answered, "When a lion or a bear came after my sheep, I struck it and saved the lamb. God rescued me then, and he will rescue me now from this Philistine." Saul finally agreed and gave David his armor. But the armor was too heavy. David took it off and instead picked up his shepherd's staff, his sling, and chose 5 smooth stones from the brook. When Goliath saw David coming, he laughed. "Am I a dog that you come at me with sticks? Come here, and I will give your flesh to the birds and wild animals." But David replied bravely, "You come against me with sword, spear, and javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty. Today the Lord will deliver you into my hands, and the whole world will know that there is a God in Israel." David ran toward Goliath, put a stone in his sling, swung it, and let it fly. The stone hit Goliath right on the forehead, and he fell to the ground face first. David ran, took Goliath's sword, and cut off his head. When the Philistines saw their giant was dead, they ran away in fear. The Israelites shouted with joy and chased the Philistines out of the land. King Saul asked, "Who is this young man?" And David was brought before him. From that day, David became a hero in Israel, Later, God would make him the greatest king of Israel, a man after God's own heart.
Creative Triad TV.